Hello, welcome to today's episode of our Smart Developer Hacks. So in today's episode, we are looking at the 10 plus open source projects that you can learn from. You can just get nice components. You can just get techniques, how they did different things from these projects. And you're going to be looking them at random order, just like these tools. I've really enjoyed looking at this, and I've got a lot of nice components from these open source projects, and you can also learn from these open source. And by the way, if you didn't catch up in our previous episode, it is here. I'm just going to leave a link in the description so that you can check it out. But let's get started. I even don't know if I'm going to take only 10 minutes because all these projects are so awesome, so good that I don't know if I'm just supposed to spend like 1 minute for each of these projects. I don't know. But the first one, without further ado, is Tailwind CSS. Do you want to see how they made, for instance, this background, this nice background? We have been all of us using Tailwind CSS, and maybe probably one thing you didn't know is that their code is actually open source. You can look at it, how they implemented everything from the landing page, which I find very awesome. You can learn a lot of techniques, a lot of nice things from this. Really, look at this. This is really nice how they rendered this code. Like, what is this? Because you can select this. What did they use to render this? Okay, so you can just learn a tons of things from this. Like, you can see, look at this. Look at this. This is really nice, and the whole entire code for this, plus even their documentation. We know very well the docs for Tailwind is top notch. Everyone knows that, and everything is in their repo. I will leave all the links to these repositories in the description, so you can see the Tailwind CSS here. You can just jump in. Of course, they used Next.js if you are asking, and if you just go inside here, you can such as moving and see how they did everything. The nav, they're still using pages, but that's very okay. It's a big project, it's understandable. For instance, you can start seeing they have docs here, they have blogs, they have API, they have this, and of course their index is here. So you can just open index, and you can see even the editor tools. All these components, you can explore them, and you take your time to look at how they implemented different things. So the second one, I don't have really much time to explain, but from this you can get a lot of nice things. You can learn. If you just feel like you want something from this, you can just go and check it out and see how they implemented it. So just go to our next one. So the next one is Highstorm. So probably you have heard of this or not, but the second one you're just going to look at is going to be Highstorm. So Highstorm, it is this is for the events, tracking events in your application. This project right now, I think is a nice one. Okay, I'm just going to show you what you can learn from this one. I think the UI is really good. Like, you can just see putting these, are you seeing the stars in the background? Look at that. This homepage is good. The gradients, look at the gradients. Okay, and the cards, really nice. And not only that, you can learn the logic. And what does this do? So this, if you just go to the what this Highstorm does, you can just go here to docs. Okay, this Highstorm, what they do actually, they add, you can track events in your application. For instance, if there is any event that happens in your app or triggered anything, you can trigger something, and then you send these events on a dashboard. If you log in, I don't have time to re-log in to the dashboard, but every time you have an event in your application, for instance, an invoice was generated, it will generate an event, and you can see that on your dashboard. So it is a nice one. Now, when you go to this, if you go into their GitHub, this is open source. The whole code is here. But if you just go here, the maintainer actually, which is, I think, is called, I don't know if you just Jack or something. It's I don't have time to maintain this project. I'm building an ASCII. We're going to look at an ASCII in a second. But this is a good one. You can just check, see how they did this. And also the UI is good. And this takes us to our next one by this very guy. Actually, you can see this project is, I got it from this very one. If you click on this, Unkey.com. Now this one is by the same guy who made the Highstorm, and he paused Highstorm and he went to Unkey and is building this one. The UI is so good. Look at this UI. This UI is so good. Like, it has a tons of things you can just relearn from this project. And this whole entire project is actually open source. The one thing that is really amazing is, if you look at everything, is really top notch. How they built the UIs for authentication. Look at the pricing. Okay, look at the pricing, guys. Like, these pricing cards are really nice. I'm really having a lot of ideas after going through all these projects. I had like thousands of ideas going through my mind. I don't know what I'm going to build next, or what I'm just going to be using these for, but these are definitely going to be seen in all our upcoming projects on YouTube. I'm going to really revamp the components that we're going to build. I have a lot of ideas after seeing this, but you can actually see this page, like the pricing page, or you can see this whole entire project. And by the way, what does this Unkey do? We might just like talk about all these nice things before knowing what they do. So they actually do API management. They protect your API keys, rate limiting, and all these analytics to your APIs from here. You can do all this, and they have a generous free plan. They have a free tier. You can see it here. They give you all these 1 API keys and blah blah, all these things you can actually do with your projects. You don't have to implement rate limiting, API keys, and all that. You can use this application. But one thing that was really nice is looking at everything, how it was put together. Now, if you just go here, I want to quickly show you this link. So this is the GitHub link. I'm just going to put this here. Okay, so you can just go here into I believe apps. So they have different apps, but you could just go here and there is docs, like there is all these things. Just click on www and you're inside. Okay, you can just go, of course, into the app directory, and then from here you can look at different things. For instance, if you wanted pricing, you could just go inside pricing and you can see the pages here, page.tsx, and you can just like show you one word from here that to confirm this is start for free, scale at as you go. So if you just go back here, this is this text here. Okay, so this is really nice, and you can learn a tons of things from this. They have templates. They have, if you look at their pages, they look really awesome. So the next one, I don't know if I'm just going to take 10 minutes, guys, for only this. So the next one is React Email. Oh my goodness, this, we have been using React Email. All of us, we use React Email, guys. We use React Email. There's no one, if you just like using in a React world, you must have come across React Email. This one also was really nicely put together. You can just look at this, and I'm just going to tag some of my co-workers at work. They Colin, Moses, guys. If you just like check out this one, how they did like the components. Okay, look at that, really amazing UI, nice, like really nice. Okay, so if you just click on this, you can see they have here like some nice products they brought. Actually, this is just like in the new one they released it. They have these components you can just like plug in. You can see the responsiveness, and this is good. You can see that they are responsive. You can also look at the code. Okay, so you can actually just know how they rendered this. So you can just go, for instance, you go to components. If you just went here, you can see this is React Email components. And if you just go back here, I just go to apps. So they have so many apps for different services. Of course, they have demo, docs, and web. So if you just go into the web, I can just go inside SRC, and you can just go into like app, which is the app directory, and from here you can see you have templates, you have components. So if you just go to components, you have the page, and you also have this one. So this one is the one which is rendering all these. You can see beautiful images with pre-built components, and this one is this one here. Okay, so you can see how they did all these ones. Okay, let's go to the next one because I have a lot to show you guys. This is so good. Okay, the next one is Dab, and if you just go to this one, oh my goodness, this one is so good. I'm just going to show you here. If you just go to Dab, I just want to show you the of course the UI first. You first know what they do. So Dab is a service for shortening links. Okay, is a service where you can shorten links. So I just you can just go create an account. You don't have, if you don't want, you can just don't create this, but the UI is top notch. You can see this if you just go to pricing. Look at this. I will just go to these components and I look at this. Look at this. Look at the login. Okay, look at, by the way, like you have all this logic. You can see the logic plus the UI. Okay, and then you can just look at this. This is so really nice. Now if you are still saying that this is good, check out their documentation. Who does this? Who builds this kind of documentation, guys? This is so good. Like, oh my goodness, I want you to see at the quality of documentation. Like, this is so good. Like, who gets time to build something very nice? Like everything is really put together. Okay, so you can actually look at how they build this document. I really want to know, how did they build this documentation? How? Like, see, this is really nice. Like, the documentation has, it's just you compare this to the one of Tailwind. You know, this is like you can't compare this with the one of course the one of Next.js is really nice, but this, they took it too far and they made it so nice. And let's go here and I show you how to get into this. And by the way, we didn't even explore so much of their things. I don't have really time. Like, I'm getting out of time, guys. But I still have a lot of things to show you, like on this, how you can use this. First of all, it's a very nice service. If I got in a link, like maybe thisub.com, I have already just by the way shortened this previously. And you just go to their service, you simply paste this here like this and enter. They are going to shorten this. They give you a short, you can see they have given me this. I can share this on LinkedIn, on everywhere I want to see to shorten links. I'm going to be using this service for shortening links. It is really nice. So you can see it has been copied. If I just go here and I paste this here like this. Okay, so you can see now this is going to thisub.com. If I go back to this, you are going to see this increases to 1 click. Now you can edit. If I click in this, you can go to the of course to the dashboard. If you just go to this here, you can go in the edit mode. It doesn't stop only there. You can add comments, tags. It has these prefetches. You can see it is having the previews for our desktop here. You can see like you can link of course for LinkedIn, Facebook and everything. It gives you the QR code. You can share. You can protect it using the password. You can add password to this. Jesus, like this service so good. Of course you can just go to if you want, you can also just go to the dashboard. They have like, I believe if you just want to show the details, you can just go to the dashboard. You can see the dashboard. You can go to the dashboard and they give you more analytics. Who clicked, which cities, where was he, in which city was he, and the desktop and everything. Guys, this is a very nice service and it is open source. You can go into their code. Like, where is the link? You can just go into here. There is apps web. And then you can just go, of course, in the app router here. And they're using actually Prisma. They're doing Prisma. And one thing you can just get challenged with Prisma is that you can create very many I didn't know this, guys. You can split your Prisma into different Prisma files, and then you can join them together. Instead of just like having this whole gigantic one Prisma thing, you can just like have Prisma for each of these models, and you maintain them really nicely. I'm just going to try out this technique right away. I'm going just to use this in my, like, you can split your Prisma into different files. You don't have to put them like all of them in one file. You can see they have split this very nicely. You can just like go here and learn everything from these guys. Okay, of course this is just like they're using Next.js, the app router. You can just go here and you can see the different things. From here you can just go into the this one. Okay, and then here you have, for instance, the login page. You can just go here under auth. You can see I have the login. For instance, if I'm to see the login, this is the whole entire login page. You can see this. Okay, you can just go to the login component. It is here in the components. You can just explore all this entire code base and you see how they made this. Okay, so just move on to the next one. The another one is JavaScript clean code. Now this one is for really like beginners, okay, who are starting, and I think even seniors. Guys, I just need to get this link here. I will leave, of course, all these links to these GitHub repos. So this clean code JavaScript, it just actually just tells you how the do's and the don'ts when you're using, for instance, the variables, functions. How do you use, for instance, like the naming? If you go to variables, they will tell you use meaningful and pronounceable variable names. This is what I teach normally in the first. When you are getting into JavaScript, you can see all these use searchable names. They give you the good examples, the bad examples, and if you just go back to this, here, like for instance, functions, objects. Those good days of creating object oriented. If you don't know, like JavaScript is also object oriented, you can create classes and you define. They give you how to define all this. Like you see, this is the good example and this is the bad example. Guys, you can just like also check out this one. Has really nice stuff. This one has no UI, but it actually has like ways of writing good code. Writing good code for JavaScript specifically. Applying classes, solid, okay, single responsibility principle, SRP. You just get to know how this is used. Okay, they have all these different principles: open close principle, solid principle, dry principle. All these ones, they have put them here. You can just like go ahead and see how they use these in different, or in real world, how do you use these ones. I'm just going to leave that one at that stage. I'm just going to go to the next one. This one is by Hitesh. Now, if you don't know Hitesh, he's a YouTuber, and thank you so much, Mr. Hitesh. Very big respect. Like, this person has created all content. He has been around YouTube for years. Okay, you can just like go ahead and check out his YouTube channel. Of course, he's a very huge YouTube channel. Like, he has been around for a very good time, and he built this. Okay, he built this and is open source. Okay, so what does this tool do? FreeAPI. It actually teaches you how to use APIs. Learn APIs the right way. Explore, learn, and build our comprehensive API learning platform. So this one, they have nice documentation. I want to say they are really nice. This, oh my god, like me, I just like get like freaked out by this. When I find something is really nice, I just like really want to just like do something like similar like this one. So they have very nice documentation, and all this documentation is to show you how to use the APIs or how to call APIs the right way. So you can learn how to use APIs using this. For instance, if you just go to get users, they tell the API endpoint retrieves a random list of users. When accessing this endpoint, you receive this and this. So they have how to access in different languages. Ruby, PHP, and all these. They have a lot of languages, including JavaScript. You can just see how to use jQuery, Fetch, Axios. So of course we normally use Fetch. So they give you the best way how to actually call an API. Okay, Of course, you can run the code, and this is going to give you the response. Okay, I guess if you just like run the code here, it will give you the response here like this, and this one gives you how you're supposed to actually, how do you put the responses, how do you put this. Like, this is really good tool. They have done a lot. They have for the jokes, they have for the random jokes, getbox, like they have these public APIs. Okay, and this is not the only one. If you scroll down, they have the kitchen sink. Okay, they have authentication. How do you handle, for instance, redirect to the Google authentication? They have this also done here. Like, this is a very nice resource, guys. Try it out, and it is open source. You can look at all this code. Okay, if you just come here, the code is open source. You can just go into SRC and you can see how they did everything. Okay, how they did everything, the loggers, everything, and how they are doing things. Like, they're using passport, they're using routes, and this is a Node.js project. It's really nice. You can look at the routes. Like, for instance, you see the app, the kitchen sink, the fabric. Guys, this is too good. I don't know, like, this is, I feel like right now I'm very important for giving you all this information. And if you haven't liked the video at this point, please hit the like button and also subscribe if you haven't. And I'm just going to be giving you these kind of tips in the Smart Developer Hacks, where I just make videos under 10 minutes. I don't know, this is going to be exceptional, guys, because I can't leave out anything here. Of course, another one, the next one is Shad. I've already showed you this one. I have a full video about how to use Shad, and I was going through their GitHub. So Shadcn, of course, the one we all use, the Shad, is open source. I've already said that one so a couple of times. So you can just come here, look at the component library. They have all these nice things. As you can see, we all know what they do, but you can learn from these things. You may just say, how do they run this? How do they bring, for instance, how do they build this certain kind of page? So you can just go in this and explore. Now, at least this one for Shadcn, I have a video. I don't know if I will just remember to link it, but I have a video actually using their this GitHub project, how I was going through getting different things. But you can just get into it and you go and look for different things. Of course, all these are using Next.js. Really nice, really nice. I love them. So you just go here into the app, so you can see different pages here. You can see they have the colors, docs, themes, and blocks. So you just go into this and then you just see how they did different things. Okay, so you can just go and learn also from Shad. The next one is Magic UI. So you might just either not know Magic UI, but if you have been around the web, you must be knowing Magic UI. So Magic UI is just the way you see. Oh, I'm pasting the one for Shad. I just want this one for Magic UI. So this one is for Magic UI. So Magic UI, if I just click on Magic UI, this is how Magic UI looks like. This is really good. Okay, this is really nice, and you can always just, like, when you just go to this GitHub, guys, you can always star them, and you give the developers at least the. But this is really nice, and I've used some of these components in our starter kit. Like, they have really nice components. I've used this in a couple of projects. If you just remember very well, in our portfolio we use these components. But you don't just get to do that, you get to see how they actually build the whole entire application. Okay, you just get to see all these pages. You can use anything you want. You can just, like, see this. Okay, and this is open source. You just go here and you can just say go here into the app and you can just, like, start doing this. Okay, go into it and learn from it. You can see how they handle SEO, how they handle everything. Just learn as much as you can from these projects. Okay, let me just go to the next one. At this point, I'm feeling like I've already surpassed the time. But the next one, after looking at Shad, actually, like, when I looked at Shadcn and Magic UI, if you just, like, look at one thing that I was asking myself, like, this pattern of the header, if you look at this is the same pattern of the header. So I was like, where do they get this? Like, this must be an open source project somewhere. If you look at the docs, because if you just go back, this is the pro. If you just go back here in the documentation, I know where do I go to the documentation? Just going to go back here on the home page, and then you can just like, they have this, must be in the docs. Yes, so they have a documentation, and if you just look at this documentation, it has this where you can see the code. So I was asking, like, how do I get this thing here, like the code highlighting and the building of documentation like this? I was really so much wondering, because this is similar to Shadcn and also similar to Shadcn UI. So I was like, what is the pattern here? Where do they get this kind of thing? So actually I got the tool. So they are using something like Aria Docs. So I have also here another one called Aria Docs. So Aria Docs is also open source, and this is actually a template on Next.js templates. Okay, this is the Aria Docs. If I just go here, you look at how it looks like. So this is for documentation, effortlessly build stunning documentation sites with Next.js and server components. Really nice, really nice. And this has really nice documentation. You can just see, like, they have this, they have snippets of code with code highlighting and all the nice things you can do with this. You can just look at the snippets of code. Okay, so this is the same thing. You can see this search thing here is working properly. So they these people of these Magic UI, Shadcn UI, they definitely use this behind the scene. This is just really nice, looking great. Okay, I love it. And you can just say go here. This one you can actually just clone it. If you just go back to this, this one has a single click deploy. So you can just say npx create Aria doc, and then you put this, you will get the documentation. Like, you will get that this template to use it as your project. So this is, it has even a one-click deploy. Okay, and it is also on Vercel templates. This Aria Docs. Nice one. And the next one and the bonus one, so that one was the 10th one. I want to give you the bonus one, which is Bluesky. Now, if you don't know Bluesky at this point, it is the one which is taking Twitter down. So Bluesky, I'm just going to go here, first paste this link here. So Bluesky is just like the Twitter clone, or it is the alternative to Twitter. It looks exactly like Twitter. It does exactly the same thing like Twitter. The nice thing about this one is that the entire project is actually open source. You can look at the code, and they use it React Native and Expo, guys. This was so much interest for me because we are using React Native and Expo, and for the first time we have a production grade application which is having more than millions and millions of users in production using Expo and React Native. And they build also this this whole entire application, the one on the web, is also using React Native Web. So this is like they're using Expo Web, of course. This is really a nice project. So if you just go here, okay, they have both the web. Okay, you can look at the web. You can just also look at the source inside here, so you can see that we have the web, and we have also the React Native version. So you can just go inside here. You will see that they have state, and they're using, of course, React Native React Query for fetching data, for caching, and all these. This is a nice, really a nice project. And I'm just going to take my time with this one. Like, I have a lot of things I'm asking myself. Okay, like things I can learn from this, how they build authentication, how they're doing like theme provider. Like, they have a lot of things you can just like learn from this. They're using, of course, React Query for data fetching, and they have a lot. And they have an API that is free that you can just like tweet, get all tweets, and get all the things into your application. Like, literally you can build a Bluesky clone from the application because they give you everything. Like, I don't have like enough time to talk about this, but these guys, go ahead and check it out. And I know it has gone past this. I didn't want, oh my goodness, what are you talking about? It can't be 29 minutes. No, 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 no. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for watching this episode. If you just like this content, please like the video, subscribe. I will see you in the next one.